Welcome back to Rams Walk. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about a gutless and spineless performance from Derby County against Leicester this weekend. Just what went wrong? And is this becoming a little bit worrying? Shades of early season. Again, we've got Stace and Luke with us this week to just try to get our heads around just what on earth happened. Also coming up this week, we're talking about our favourite injury time winner for the Rams. Which one is your favourite? We're also having a chat about which World Cup player will be focusing on in the summer for Derby County, who's likely will be hearing their name, and up to the letter I, of course, in our A to Z. For the Rams, great to have you back with us. My name is Mark, I'm a neutral. I'm the host of 24 different championship podcasts. I'm not a Derby County fan, but I have affinity to this great club, given that my granddad was when he was a boy. Welcome back, Stace and Luke. Hope you've recovered from the weekend. Should we just forget the football and move on to the A to Z this week?
It'd be nice to.
Stace, what happened, mate?
That was an absolute horror show. It's going into the game, Leicester did everything we should have done to them. We should have started quickly, got at them. They were a team low in confidence, and we didn't turn up at all. It was absolutely horrendous. Defensively, offered nothing in midfield, nothing going forward. If Eustace could have made probably bars at Strom, he could have made 10 subs at half time, and you couldn't have argued with any of them coming off. It was an absolute stinker of a performance.
Yeah,
so disappointing. But I can't even draw any consolation from the second half because Leicester had shut up shop and their game was won, and they didn't offer anything in the second half because they didn't need to because we were so bad.
Yeah, there's one player in particular which we'll come to in a minute, which is getting a lot of stick online. I want to ask you whether that's fair or not. But yeah, as Stefan says, spineless, pathetic, a disgrace to the badge. I mean, there's been a lot of reaction to this performance, Luke. Has it been a bit over the top in some cases, or is it well deserved? I mean, people work hard all week. They look forward to going to the game. It's a local rival, like we spoke about last week. People right to call this out as bad as it was?
It was bad, but a disgrace to the badge is a bit too far. If we'd lost like 10 in a row and something, and that was like the 11th game, then yeah, fair enough. But I think because we won them 5 in a row, and then obviously we won at Swansea, everyone's just a bit overreacting. But it was very bad. Like that first, was it 35 minutes, something like that, when they were 3-0. It was bad. The defending's just all over the place, and you can't disagree with people being that angry because I was one of them. I said when it was 2-0, this next goal is going to be an absolute killer. And to be fair, they should have had the Ayew headers onside, so it should have been 4-0 at half time. So I even said, and I never like to say this, but if I drove down, I'd have gone at half time because you couldn't see anything. And then the second half, we had that little bit of resurgence when we got the goal, and I think we had enough chances to get at least another or even more, but just too much messing about it, box trying to take touches and stuff, and it was just never going to happen. But I think some people are a bit over the top, but some people have said, yeah, fair enough, it was absolutely terrible, and we've just got to forget about it, just souls down and go again.
Yeah. Cheers for this, Chris, who's watching us live this week. One of the Chris Weevil says, people need to remember we were 1 point from relegation last season. We are a work in progress. Stacey, you agree with that, I'd imagine?
Yeah, I agree with it. But for me, the most frustrating thing is that when their player went down just near the halfway line in the first half, and he was down for a good 35, 40 seconds, and the ref saying play on, and we're just passing it around the back, not even trying to go and capitalise on the fact they're down to 10 men and they're slightly disorganised. It was just a shambles from start to finish, really, the first half.
Cheers for that, Chris, as well. And if you want to have your comment or ask the lads anything, then please drop a comment. Okay, here comes the avalanche against one particular player. Can you guess what's going to be shown here, Luke, before I put it up?
Can I guess, is it BBD?
It certainly is BBD. Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
Jonathan says, one-dimensional Eustace. Britton Diaz is up there with one of the worst signings this club has ever made. And that's probably one of the more polite ones that I could have put there. Some other ones, okay. K-Donk says, today's match recap. Britton Diaz can just F off. Abu awareness of a snail. Aggie-Man's terrible first touch. Stand there, watch them as they come into the box. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I mean, the Derby Twitter just went in meltdown from 2 o'clock on 2:30 on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I was at Everton watching Forest get a beat as well, so that's one positive, I suppose. But yeah, let's talk about Britton Diaz. Stace, what are people right? Is he one of the worst signings you've ever made?
Not at all. I could reel off loads that are far worse than him. He's been unfortunate, and he didn't have a great day on Saturday. But I think his performance was on a par with Salverson, Aguiman, Ibu. They were all really, really poor, and I was a bit upset really with the reception he got when he got subbed off. It was uncalled for. He's still our player until the end of the season, and we should be backing him. His confidence is probably shot, and he's not. He knows he's not had a great game, so that reaction I think was uncalled for.
Some more here, Luke. Blackett Taylor did more in the last 10 minutes than Britton Diaz has done all season. Aggie-Man is hopeless. We need to sign a striker in January. Yeah, are they right?
I don't agree with that at all. Blackett Taylor came on and didn't beat a man once. He didn't do nothing. And I know he's not had a lot of game time, but that's on him just being bad with injuries. But I don't agree with that really at all. And Ajiman's not a striker. He's better down the wing, running at the players. Yeah, he had another bad game, but like I said, I think everyone. I'm going to give flowers to one player, Bobby Clark. I thought he had a decent game again, but he was the only one that I'm really going to give any flowers to for that game. But yeah, I don't really agree with that, but I can see why people are angry.
Yeah. And what do you put this down to, Stacey? I mean, that's 3 goals conceded at home again. Pride Park should be a place that, under John Eustace should be a fortress, shouldn't it? I mean, he is, we know how he likes to play, but why are you getting hammered at home in terms of the goals flying past Zetterstrom?
Midfield's not screening. We're not holding the ball up when it goes forward. It's coming back so quickly, so that we're not always in the right positions defensively for that defensive system that Eustace likes. Yeah, there's a lot going on. For me, the biggest concern is the amount of goals we've conceded in the last 4 or 5 games from corners. We just seem to be switching off, and we're not doing the basics, and that's on the players. That isn't about patterns of play or confidence. It's the players not being switched on and doing the job of being in the right place to stop their player. But the goals are too cheap that we're conceding at the minute. So yeah, we need to. I'm sure there was a lot of harsh words in that dressing room post-match, not just from the coaching staff, but from the players as well. So that was an unacceptable performance.
Yeah. What do you expect to see against Millwall, Luke, then this coming Wednesday night when you're back at home again?
We need a performance. We need a performance like we did in them five games we won in a row. I don't know. I said I'd like to see Diaz dropped, maybe, but we was having this conversation in the stand. Is there something in his contract that says he has to play? Because at half time, I would have probably dragged him, but we didn't know if there's something in his contract that he has to play. But obviously, we'll see midweek if he has to. But we've just got to go again. We know we can perform. We've just got to be organised. Like Steve said, Leicester didn't work for any of the goals. It was all given to him. Absolutely, all three of them were given to him. So we've just got to be organised, play our game. It's crap without Morris. I know it is. Everyone's thinking the same thing. No Morris, no party. But we've got to go on without him. There's nothing we can do about it until January when we get a replacement in. But yeah, we've just got to be a bit more organised, I think, and just the simple stuff, the passes, the moving forward, not passing backwards and left to right. We've got to attack it head on.
Okay. Sheffield Wednesday this weekend, Stace. A little bit of needle between these two clubs. Of course, we've seen the videos of when, you were on the brink of collapse, them shouting, we're having a party when Derby dies. I mean, now that they're through their kind of difficult period, where are you at in terms of sympathies for a club that's had a really terrible owner that's nearly seen them go out of business?
Yeah, I've got sympathies for the fans because having had an owner that doesn't really care and experience that, it's really, really unpleasant. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But we do owe them a bit of a victory because we were dreadful there on New Year's Day. So yeah, and hopefully we take full advantage of that on Monday night.
Yeah, Luke, any sympathies from you?
Yeah, I've got something. I work with a Sheffield Wednesday fan. Like Steve said, you should be going to a football to enjoy it, meet up with your friends, with your family, all have a really good day, not bother the result of the football. It's just going out and meeting your friends and having a great day. And like you say, the owner just didn't care. We've been there. Obviously, they're on the back end of it now. So hopefully next season, because I think they're pretty much going to go down. Next season, they can kick on and start rebuilding the Sheffield Wednesday that everyone knows is such a massive and great club.
Yeah. We'll obviously be chatting about that more next week. We're up to the A to Z of the letter I. So hopefully they've done their homework this week, because this is an incredibly difficult letter. Maybe not.
Easy.
Okay. Brilliant. Scott has got us thinking about injury time winners. So we're saying this because the Championship's had more 90th minute goals this season so far than it has in any other previous seasons so far. So what's your favourite Derby County 90th minute goal? Doesn't have to be the Championship, of course. It could be from yesteryear in the top level, or even in a cup game. Get thinking on that and let us know if you're watching live with your comments. We'll put some of these up, and we'll read some of these out next week. Luke, have you got one that you remember jumping out of your seat, probably the highest you ever have?
I've got one ingrained in my brain. 2011, 2012, it's 0-0, it's the 94th minute, free kick comes in, Jake Buxton nods it in the net against Forest, 1-0. What a night that was. Easy as that.
Yeah, the easiest one ever. So special, especially after that horrific injury that Sean Barker had picked up as well. And the delays to that, it was for Buxton to come on as a sub and then get the winner. It was fitting. It was really good. But there's a couple of other mentions as well for me. Chris Martin against Forest again during the COVID season with that late equaliser. And then one from the Frank Lampard era, Harry Wilson, with two late ones in the 94th and 101st minute against QPR. After we'd come to time waste from the first minute, that was pretty nice. But yeah, it's just Jake Buxton.
Yeah. Where were you both for the Buxton goal? Were you there, or were you watching it afar? Or?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah,
I was in the East Stand. Proper limbs. I think I ended about 6 rows away from my seat on that one.
Fantastic. I doubt we'll beat that, but if they missed any, especially if you're an older Derby County fan, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Right then, we've also in football in terms, we've also had the World Cup draw take place, of course, with a shambles as it was on Friday. So it's got us thinking, who from a Derby County point of view will be hearing Derby in the commentary in the summer? Who do you think is probably going to be the shining star? Any of you?
I think you get a mention for Aguiman, and Langas might get the odd mention every now and then if he break into the starting 11.
Yeah, I completely agree with Stace. I'm hoping Langas does get in, because we know the quality he's got. It's there. We can see it. He should be in that team. And I love Big Pat so much. I hate seeing him have a bad game, because I know he's got the ability. I can see it. He just needs to work his brain to his legs and to his feet to work out what he's doing. And then if he plays for USA, I think he might have a decent tournament. So, yeah, I'm hoping them too, same as Stace, will have a decent tournament.
Okay, Bill. Do you think England would have won it, Stace?
I think we got a chance. I think the stars have got to line a little bit for us and get a rub of the draw, and a bit of luck. But yeah, it's possible.
Okay. No one's. I've asked this now to so many teams. No one's come out with an affirmative yes. I think
we're all wounded enough from previous.
That's right. Yeah, we've been watching for too long. Yeah. Brilliant. Right then. Chris has got a question for you, which is a good one. From a quick question from what you've seen so far, what do you think would be a satisfactory final position in the table? Luke?
I'm just going to reiterate what I've said since we started this season's pod. I think I said between 10th and 14th, and it's pretty much close to where we are now. I think anyway, like if we're moving forward from last season, it's always going to be a bonus. Like you say, when we was beating Watford and in the top 6, we're literally punching above our weight massively there. So I think anything above where we finished last season is always going to be a positive. So yeah, I think I said between 10 and 14, so I'll be absolutely delighted with anything there.
Yeah, Stacey nodding.
Yeah, no change for me. Still top 10 to top half is where I thought we'd be at the end of the season, and nothing's changed in that regard really for me.
Brilliant. Cheers for that, Chris. Great question. Finally then, the A to Z are up to I. Go on then, Stace. This is so easy.
It's the easiest, one of the easiest ever. Man could take a free kick like no one else. Inigo Idiarquez. And when he left, he took the best penalty I've ever seen for Southampton in that playoff semi-final to put it over the bar for us to go to Wembley. So, yeah, the man was a genius, went with the ball at his feet.
Yeah. Luke?
Stace has read my script. I had it all. He said everything. He said everything I could have possibly said then, and he's already said it. Like I'm just going to reiterate what Steve said.
Okay.
Free kick maestro, absolute hero. He was one of my favourite players at Derby when I was younger, and I can still remember to that night when he missed that penalty for Southampton on purpose, obviously. I remember turning to my dad, both in tears. We're going to Wembley. I bombed it onto that pitch. Yeah, Idiarquez. I really couldn't think of anyone else that really should get a mention. I think Tom Ince should get a mention. Goal against Forest, cracking finish, giving it to him. So, yeah, but nah, Idiarquez.
Brilliant. Okay, that was easy. They're brilliant. Have they missed any, though? Let us know in the comments. Also, thank you for all the subscribers. We're at 200. We're asking for 200. We're now there. That's amazing. Thank you so much for all of that. Can you get us to 300 as well? If you've only just come across the channel, 20 minutes of Derby chat every single week. Love making this content with these guys and obviously making it for you. Next week, of course, we'll be reviewing the 2 games which we have this week, which are tricky ones in themselves, and we'll see how Derby get on. And hopefully, at least 4 points. Let's see. We'll see you back here after that Sheffield Wednesday game. Thanks for watching.